What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear by Peoples. Welcome from Facebook. Welcome from YouTube. I appreciate you joining me here. And I just want to say one thing before we get started. Tradish! Raider Bear Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to, you guys know it. I love it when a female Raiderette slides into my medal round and upsets the dudes and wins one of my medals. But not often is it a gold. Candy Dimniowski! And Mr. Dimniowski and his Jets mess. They're a mess. Jets mess. That's just low-hanging fruit. You can bash Jets fans in the balls all day. Second place, silver medal, John LaJoy. John, sup, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Please like and follow and subscribe to Raider Bear Family on YouTube, and check me out and subscribe on Facebook. We're doing huge things for the homeless, for kids with cancer, and St. Jude's World Wildlife Fund. We're saving animals. Raider Bear Family page doing big things. Third place, Ted Payne. Ted, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You know I love you, brother. I love that profile picture. You ask great questions. I've really been enjoying you on the show, so welcome to the show. So let's get to it. And by the way, there will be no comments read tonight as I'm reading the comments. But real quick, before I forget, tomorrow night, I am going to be auctioning off only on Facebook. So if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you come find me on Facebook, Raider Bear Family page. It's not hard. And I'm going to be doing an auction tomorrow. Whoa. Sorry, I got my phone sending me, my CGM sending me an alert here. I got to check that because that's like life and death and stuff. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. It's just my sensor. All right. So sorry, I had to check that. So let me show you this real quick. I am auctioning off tomorrow to the contributor of the most stars on my Facebook show, Raider Bear Family page, Raider Bear Live. I'll have this starter patch, but I'm going to be doing something really cool with this starter patch for you guys. I'm going to make my own Raider Bear patch vest starter kit. So this is going to be a starter kit for those of you who are Raider fans who don't have your own vest yet, but you want to make your own vest. Here is your starter. This is the hardest one, is to get that big, oversized Raider logo for the back of your vest. Well, here it is. And I'm going to feature five patches in addition to this. So you will have 6 patches, 5, including the oversized one, as my kit to get your vest started as a Raider fan. Get excited, because I promise I'll show you those 5 patches tomorrow night, and they will be included with this in our auction. And whoever should win, bada bing, bong, bang. It's going to be good. Okay, so let me get to you guys' questions, and then we'll start talking about that guy who just came out of the darkness again. Although now most of the reports are saying it's not going to happen. It's sounding more and more like we might have been sold a bag of goods by Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, and their coy play with us on the golf course is looking more and more like it was BS. Larry Brooks Jr., what's up? Welcome to the show. Bear! What's up, Shade Street? Always there for a Raider Bear. Corinna Trujillo, mwah. What's up, love? Welcome. Cody Palmer, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jim Vandalin, always there for a Raider Bear. Bear! Cody Palmer said, you sound messed up on Facebook. Hold on. I had that happen to me the other night. I had my mic kind of janky, but let me make sure everything's cool, because when I did that last night, it fixed everything. So just let me know if it still sounds funny. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm seeing better now already. Good. Charlie Rockwhite says, peace and blessings, Bear. I appreciate that, brother. Kim Calhoun, always there for Raider Bear. Kim Calhoun Smith. Sorry, I didn't mean to short you there. Doc Raider, what's up to the whole Doc Raider family? Hi, Val. Hi, Tommy. Free agency's getting me stoked now, brother. Started with Lewin and now with Bobby Wagner. Might be a perfect veteran signing for our offense and our defense. Ted Thane, that is very exciting. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the 2 names he just said, Lewin is an offensive tackle. He's a specialist left tackle and guard, but he's played right tackle in the past, so it wouldn't be a transition that's hard for him. He used to play for the Titans. He played for the Titans for 9 years, and now he's a free agent. Okay, now Bobby Wagner is about as good a middle linebacker as you'll ever find, but he is older than he's ever been, but he was a part of the Legion of Doom defense in Seattle, so this guy is legit. And then he played for the Rams defense and won a Super Bowl there. So he has multiple Super Bowls, a very good middle linebacker. So if we were able to sign him, that would be amazing. Yeah, Matthew Lincoln, the word is that we're not interested in Matthews. I think that there's enough free agents at quarterback for them to make a decision and still feel strongly that they can do well in this upcoming season. I would say to you, looking at the top 5 free agents, which are Lamar Jackson. I don't see us in the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes. Number 2 is Geno Smith. Sorry, I got the hiccups all of a sudden, who reinvented himself with the Seattle Seahawks. And I'll be honest with you, Geno Smith, to me, before he got to the Seahawks, was kind of a laughingstock. But now, since playing for the Seahawks, and he has, in my opinion, rehabilitated himself as a quarterback, he just looked very different. He was not the same Geno Smith. Much more poised, better mechanics. He looked good as a starter for them. Now, do I want him? No, not necessarily. But if it's in a limited role where you say we're bringing in Geno Smith, we're going to sign Will Levis out of college, we're going to let Geno Smith go for, 4 to 8 games, and hopefully somewhere in that window, Levis would be ready to go and get a start. Also, Derek Carr, he's the 3rd most coveted quarterback, in my opinion, on this list. But we know, obviously, he's not going to come to us. 4th on the list of 5, Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. I'm intrigued by the Daniel Jones thing with the New York Giants. I am. Right here, I'm looking at a note where it says Jones finished the year strong before a rough final against the Philadelphia Eagles with his 78.8% passing grade from week 10 following the Giants' bye week. Through the wild card round, ranking 7th among quarterbacks and an 84% adjusted completion percentage. So see, Daniel Jones has a lot of little hidden stats in there that say this guy's good enough. It's just now getting him consistent. I would be interested in a Daniel Jones move, both as a veteran to watch over whoever our draft pick is, but also as a answer in the short term, 2 to 3 years, if we want to let the kid sit. And then, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. So I said 5, it's really 6. But Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett, obviously of the two, I want Jacoby Brissett. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo has really ever proven himself to be a starter. I know, right? I'm rough. I say stuff that's controversial sometimes, but it's the truth. Why should we think of Jimmy Garoppolo as a starter? Why? Because the Niners thought of him as one? Did they? I mean, let's be honest. They let him go out in the game and only throw the ball 6 times while going into the playoffs. And more importantly, then when they finally found their quarterback of the future, not only would they not let him dress in his Niner gear, they made him wear black from head to toe and practice on the other side of the field away from the players with 2 coaches by himself. They were trying to get rid of him, but in the process of getting rid of him, they stopped letting him even wear Niner clothes. And then outrageously had to bring him back. It was ridiculous. They looked stupid. The whole thing was stupid. And I don't even think of Jimmy Garoppolo as a starter. I really don't. He lost a Super Bowl that in the 4th quarter, he was ahead 20-10. See, that says enough to me. Any quarterback that's up 20-10 in a Super Bowl in the 4th quarter, you should win, period. I don't want Jimmy G under any circumstances. Bob Standard, I saw that. We had that little bit of freak snow. That was cool. Larry Brooks Jr., I didn't mean to skip you, brother. Okay, let me see. Jason Morales, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. The shirt legend strikes. Hey, look, Shane, you know me. If it's good and it's funny, I'm wearing it. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bear. Thanks to what you told Tommy last night. I have another Raider fan to deal with when they play my Steelers. Oh, very good. Glenn Ford, what's up, Raider Bear? Baker Mayfield's the touchdown maker is coming. Glenn Ford, I have not heard any reports about Baker Mayfield, but I would say this to you. Baker Mayfield throws darts. Again, another guy I don't like and I would not want as a long-term starter. But can he win games? Yes. The guy throws darts, and if you give him an offensive line and you give him a pocket, he'll find guys. He really will, because he's got a big arm for a little guy. He's not a big guy, but he's stout at his size. So he's pretty strong. I wouldn't put it past Baker Mayfield to impress someone like Josh McDaniels and end up getting a shot. That wouldn't surprise me at all, not even a little bit. Bear, we should save money, load up the offensive line, and get that defense tough and draft the quarterback from Georgia, Bennett, or the quarterback from Purdue. Go from there. Your thoughts? Well, Bill, I got to be honest with you. It's looking like something along that line is going to happen because all the quarterback carousel that we had to discuss because of all the rumors, I think that's over. Obviously, Tom quit. Derek isn't staying. I don't think they're going to see Jimmy Garoppolo as a sound fit. And I don't know that they would sign Jacoby Brissett because I don't know if Jacoby Brissett, is he any better than Jarrett Stidham? I mean, I think he is, but do they? You know what I mean? Remember, Jacoby Brissett was a quarterback in Josh McDaniels' set when he was still in New England. So he knows Jacoby Brissett. So if he hasn't already called the guy, likelihood is he isn't. And there's probably a reason for that. In Josh McDaniels' mind, he may see him as not a starter. Maybe even not Jimmy Garoppolo. So, Bill Cox, as far as what you're saying, I would say go with Skoronski at 7 or trade down and get one of the other best offensive linemen in football. There's at least 3 or 4 that are specific to right tackle, Skoronski included. So you could go after Peter Skoronski, or there's at least 3 other offensive linemen. I was looking at the list earlier, but let me see if I can still pull it up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so in free agency, there's guys like Orlando Brown, and that brings with him information about the Kansas City Chiefs if we signed Orlando Brown. Mike McGlinchey, if we sign Mike McGlinchey, we're bringing in information about the 49ers. Jawan Taylor, who we just talked about, would be very interesting coming out of the – oh, no, we didn't talk about him yet. Jawan Taylor. I have my Taylors backward. I talked about Taylor Lewin. Jawan Taylor of the Jacksonville Jaguars, another huge guy. He graded Pro Football Focus at a 76.4, just under 80%. That's pretty good. Also, number 4, Caleb McGarry of the Atlanta Falcons. Isaiah Wynn, New England Patriots. Actually, I think we looked at him at one point, so we probably wouldn't do that. Kelvin Beachum, Arizona Cardinals. So, I mean, there's a lot of good names on here that we could go through and have some success at finding someone else to help us on the line and really improve the line without having to break the bank. I don't have my Raider vest. I got my income tax and all my bills are paid up. I'll be due. Oh, nice. What up, Raider Bear? Brian Balding, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Oh, Corinna, I appreciate that. Bob, thank you. I appreciate that. Cody, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Oh, okay, Kim Calhoun. Appreciate the clarification. So I guess Rodgers is off the board. I wonder, Raider Rick Flairbear, will they take a look at Fordham, quarterback? I heard he is a very accurate passer. Only other option, Jacoby Brissett. I won't mention the other option. Well, no, there's also Daniel Jones, Kenneth Parsons. I think Daniel Jones is a legit possibility because if the Giants were really going to re him up and bring him back as opposed to Saquon Barkley, they probably would say so. And then also you got Saquon Barkley lingering around out there. I mean, do we do something with him and Josh Jacobs literally at the same time? That would be crazy. That'll never happen. I'm just talking. Watched highlights for Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. I'd take Anthony Richardson. He just seems more explosive, big arm, and good on his feet to scramble as well. I'd like us to take him. AR-15 would look great in silver and black. Jason Morales, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Now, I would say to you, though, I only disagree with you in this sense. Everything you said about Anthony Richardson is correct. But how many guys that play like that have you seen win Super Bowls? You can count on one hand. Let's put it that way. Without both of us, going through the list, thinking of every quarterback that's won a Super Bowl, you couldn't count them all. You can count them all in one hand. So, see, to me, you need a pocket passer, and Richardson is not that yet. Now, Jason, let's refine your comment. If you're saying Anthony Richardson in 2 years after we draft him, then I got no problem. Because remember, this is a guy with very little experience as the starting quarterback. Okay. And his experience also lent to him running first in a lot of situations and scenarios, because there were games where he was the most athletic guy on the field. So, on either side of the ball, at any position, he was physically as fast as anyone on the field. So I've got to see him do it with his arm more. Cody Palmer, no, that is not true. James Walker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Princetta. Nice. Appreciate that, Kim. Bear, I'm here. Hollister's in the house. What's up, Mr. Ruvalcaba? I love that name. Wow, and great profile picture. Your boy looks handsome, little guy. Miguel Garcia, what's up? 559 Fresno in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jimmy G, overrated. Charlie Rockwhite, I honestly, he's a backup to me. I think the Niners ruined the rest of the NFL by making people and fans think that guy's a starter. He's not a starter. Before the Niners, he'd never been a starter. The Niners just assumed they could do it with him. They tried. He's a backup. Garoppolo is a backup at best. Jonah J. Davis, what's up? Welcome to the show. I got Larry Brooks laughing. That's good. Anna Diaz Rincon, my first supporter ever. Appreciate you, girl. Much love. Geno Smith may be signed back with the Seahawks for next year. I live in Washington. Okay, well, yeah, honestly, John LaJoie may sign back. We have no idea what's going to really happen with Lamar Jackson. He may go back. They may just finally cow down and give him the money. Never say that name, Miguel Garcia. Never say that name. Jason Eaton said there'll be better quarterbacks next year. Let's take Hooker in the second. Jason Eaton, I would argue the second is too high. There are those analysts that think he's going to fall to the third or the fourth. But I'd say using our third or our fourth on him, if he were still on the board at that time, would be wise. Reyes Antonio, I don't know if we're going to do that. Even though I really do feel like we're out of the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes at this point, I don't think we're in the quarterback draft situation. I'm starting to wonder about that because I have a comment I just gave you the other night from Dave Ziegler within just the last few days. Dave Ziegler was quoted by a reporter as saying, "Do not be surprised if there is no solution to the quarterback situation this year." Now, what does he mean that? When he says solution, what he means is we may not have made up our mind, so we go with Stidham and some other combination of free agents, or maybe we draft someone, but not someone that's meant to be a franchise guy. We maybe draft someone with one of our five. I don't know if you noticed, our 2 5th-round picks separate themselves by like 2 or 3 picks, if I remember correctly. It's like number 143 and number 146, 47, something like that. And so our 2 5th-round picks are like side by side down there. So you could give one up and it doesn't hurt. You're getting another guy in almost the exact same spot. Or you could use one for a QB there at 5 and yet still go for a position of need, like linebacker, safety, defensive back, whatever the case may be. And you're still going to get a fairly high draft pick. I feel like you can get guys that are on the verge of becoming starters or could be starters, diamonds in the rough, as late as the 5th round. Because remember, we got a guy that we all think is going to go into the Hall of Fame at some point in Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a stud, and we got him in the 4th. So I don't mind the position we pick in too much beyond the 5th round. So anything inside the 5 rounds, your odds of getting a player that can play are fairly high. But once you get to the 6th round, the 7th round, usually even if you find a guy there, there's something wrong. Even if they're good, there's something wrong. Look at the Niners, what they did with Brock Purdy. He came in, he won a bunch of games, and then the first time he really got socked, he broke. You know what I mean? See, he was fragile. He's just too small. He's brittle. You know what I mean? And so that was his downfall. That's what happens with 6th and 7th round picks. They have some kind of downfall attached to them like that, where it's just going to happen. It's a matter of when. Way to go. Kim Calhoun, win, lose, or tie, Raider fan till I die. That away, girl. If Renfrow and Waller aren't long for the Raiders, what would you think of offering the Cardinals our 7th round and Renfrow and Waller for their 3rd and Hopkins? Draft whichever quarterback they feel fits their system best at 3. Ted, I like that. I like how your mind works. That's actually aggressive, but it's aggressive and it makes some sense because it helps the Cardinals and it helps us. So yeah, that's a doable deal. They might want a little bit more, but it probably wouldn't be much more, instead of the 7th, maybe one of our 5s, because Hopkins can ball, you know what I mean? But you're saying Renfrow and Waller. I don't think it would have to be both of them. You could say our 5th and Renfrow for their 3rd and Hopkins. I could see that. Or Waller. Waller's better, higher rated than Renfrow. So our 5th, maybe our 6th and Waller, and for a 3rd and Hopkins. I like that. 3rd and Hopkins. I like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Definitely a dark horse quarterback. Okay, Mike Ref. I'm not familiar with that one. Matt Marinovich. McDaniels also took a number 15 from Florida in the draft when he was with Denver. See how that went. Yeah, Matt Marinovich, but it has a clue in it that belies that he was looking for a running quarterback. I would argue that Tim Tebow was a running quarterback, that he was a run-pass option quarterback. So by him going right in and making a big deal out of getting Tim Tebow, I'd argue that that means that that's what he's looking for. If that's the case, what I'm framing is maybe he is leaning more toward Anthony Richardson if he was to take someone out of this draft. Doc Raider, Mr. Raider Bear, this is Tommy. Mommy and I made a bet. If the Raiders beat the Steelers this year, I get all the pizza I want for a week. But if the Steelers win, I have to clean the litter box and the bathroom for a week. Tommy, man, I love how you gamble. I love this. Okay. All right. Hell, here's what's up, Tommy. It's going to cost them a lot more to get you that pizza than it will for you to clean that bathroom. I say you take that bet, buddy. You take that bet. Could the Raiders sign Bobby Wagner? Bob, I don't know if Bobby Wagner will do that, only because I know Bobby Wagner would have to come in, would have to see our franchise, meet Josh McDaniels. He's not just an everyday linebacker. He's not just an everyday linebacker. That's a guy that comes in and changes your life at linebacker. He really does. So you know, if you were gonna sign someone at linebacker, that would be the guy you want. Now, I'm clicking ahead of you to get ahead and see the free agent linebackers available, and I'll go over them now with you as I just found the list. Lavonte David of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had an 88.5 coverage grade last season. It ranked second among all linebackers and an elite 93 mark over the past 4 seasons. So, I mean, that's just really good. So Lavonte David of the Buccaneers would be a really nice find. Now, the linebacker I was talking about was Tremaine Edmunds. Edmunds had an 86.9 grade in 2022 and was the 3rd best mark of all linebackers. He forced an incompletion on 10.3% of his targets. And so the guy is good, okay? He's only 25 years old, 6-year career. I love it. He was selected 16th overall in 2018. So he's got pedigree. I just like this guy. Okay, coming out of the Tennessee Titans system is linebacker David Long. Tennessee's defense that finished first and his expected points added per rush allowed on the season. His 19.8 pass rush win rate and 23.8 pressure rate are both the second highest marks among all linebackers with at least 100 pass rushes snaps over the span. So he's good against the pass. Linebacker David Long, Tennessee Titans. I'll give you one more. TJ Edwards, Philadelphia Eagles. I love the fact that he's coming out of that winning system. 84.8, the second best grade among all linebackers against the pass. So I would like to see that. And there's quite a few more guys on the list. Leighton Vander Esch of Dallas. Bobby O'Kirk of the Colts. He's nice. Jermaine Pratt of the Bengals. Another nice one. Drew Tranquil of the Chargers. So there's a lot of names at linebacker that we can look at. So there's in my opinion, no excuse for us to not at least sign one of these guys and help out Denzel Perryman. Let's see. Where do you think Rodgers will go? If he stays with Green Bay, I wouldn't mind giving Jordan Love a look. Jim Vanderlyn, I think that's why we were in some conversations with them. I don't think it was just about Derek Carr. I really don't. I think it was about Aaron Rodgers, but they probably were inquiring about Love and what they might want to do if they're not going to let him play, because Love's made it clear it's Rodgers or me. Love wants out. So if Love wants out, Love will find a way. I'm sorry. I had to. But being serious, I too would like to see Love. Good build. Now, when he was coming right out of school, I would have said no, because he didn't have the mechanics. He had poor mechanics. He would throw with his feet too close together or with his hips pointing right, and he would throw across the middle instead of having his hips and his feet lined up. He had little mechanical issues like that, would ring the ball around the rosy before throwing it instead of having a nice tight, short passing motion, he would drop his elbow way down here, bring his arm around his shoulder and all that to throw the ball. And they had to coach that out of him. Now, there was a game last year where they let him play and he looked pretty darn good. And I didn't see that long swooping motion out of his throwing mechanics. So Jordan Love could be a viable answer. He could be a viable answer if the Green Bay Packers are willing to move on from him. I don't know that they are. Would you trade for Aaron Donald? Thoughts? Jason Morales, I would trade anything for Aaron Donald. Anything. Almost anything. Maybe not Devontae, maybe not Jacobs, but almost anything. Well, maybe not Max, but almost anything. Because if you pair him with Max, it's over. It's over. If you pair him with Max, it's over. He's Max, but built like the Hulk. You know what I mean? He has Max's motor. He has that same desire. He's a little bit crazy. You know, if you had that paired up with Mad Max, it's over. Aaron Donald's the best, and he would cause pressures on almost every play. Okay, so let me move down here. Jimmy Mata, what's up? Back up. There we go. Sorry. Didn't mean to go black on you there. Oh, Tommy, your mom makes the pizza? Well, then you absolutely got to take the bet. I mean, what better than to make mom cook, fresh pizza in the oven all week? That's incredible. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was the starting quarterback for UCLA. Oh, okay. My bad, Mike Ref. I appreciate that. I think that's a guy, though, that if you go after, it's a perfect fit as far as a young guy you want to groom, and you can make the argument as to why he would be on the bench for a little while. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? In other words, it insulates him from the fans who would start screaming, get him out there. If you tell them, this is a guy we brought in, to sit behind the quarterback and carry a clipboard and, watch the offense and learn it. You know what I mean? This is not a guy we brought in to play anytime soon. As long as they establish that and you bring in a Dorian Thompson, I'm all in. Same way with Caleb Williams, the quarterback with USC. I think that's a nice project. I think Caleb Williams is a very nice project. And he is quoted in the news as saying he would love to play for the Raiders. Now, having said that, I think, again, perfect to sit behind and learn for a while and really get himself out on the field at some point. The more I think about it, the more I see them spending big in free agency on the defense for a linebacker, a corner, as well as the offensive line, then drafting a quarterback and a D lineman. However, if the Rodgers stays with the Packers, then I would offer a trade for Love, immediately give them Waller for Love. It's an upgrade at quarterback for us, in my humble opinion, and Waller makes Rodgers happier. I agree with all that, Ted Thane. I want you to be right. In other words, that just feels like a lot to do. You know what I mean? And most NFL teams, even when they make moves, they're small moves. Get that guy. Even if it's like a high profile guy, you go get that guy. You don't move 3 or 4 people and all this money. But if Jordan Love wanted out, I can't imagine he wouldn't want to be a Raider. I'd have to imagine that if we were to make an offer, he would be interested. Now, having said that, then you send him to us. We give them Waller, and he is still a quarterback, so we wouldn't have to give them a first-round pick, obviously, but probably a 4th or a 5th in addition to Waller, and then they would give us Love and like their 3rd, or 4th, something like that, because he's a backup. But you have to give him something. You know what I mean? We would just give them a little bit less of a draft pick, and they would give us a little bit better draft pick than we give them. And then I could see it. You have Aaron Rodgers for a couple more years. You get rid of Jordan Love, and you find the next Jordan Love of the future for Green Bay. And we take Jordan Love and see if they made a mistake and if he really is a legitimate franchise quarterback like he was selected originally by Green Bay. I think that'd be super interesting. Mike Ramirez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Mike, my insight with Anthony Richardson is he's just super raw. He's just really, really raw. And so I wouldn't mind if they picked them, but they would have to pick him with the understanding that they wouldn't be able to bring him out right away. Rick Gomez, I just got on here. Is it true the Raiders scheduled a meeting with Carr because of the quarterback situation? No. No. I don't think that's true. Does anyone really think that they were going to try to, at the last minute, beg Carr back and make some sort of... No. I'm not saying that the reports you're hearing aren't true. I'm saying that what he was reporting to the Raiders for was probably something else. It was probably to sign his leaving papers or I'm no longer a Raider documents or whatever. Maybe it was a exit interview like they do at corporations. I don't know. But it darn sure was not any attempt to all of a sudden go, hey, never mind. Just kidding, Derek. We want you back. Har, har. No. Okay, I'm sorry, but replacing a healthy Waller is next to impossible. Anyone who plays fantasy knows where Kelsey, Andrews, Waller, and Clear drop off. I think we need to keep our weapons in place. Nathan Matthews, welcome to the show. I realize you may see it as a weapon. Everyone sees Waller as a weapon. He's been very effective. But that was in John Gruden's mismatch offense. Josh McDaniels doesn't see the same thing you do. He doesn't see the same thing I do. He does not see Darren Waller as this indispensable commodity. He just doesn't. He sees Darren Waller as a piece to be moved because he is a wide receiver playing out of position technically. And no matter how good he is at catching the ball, that's the only thing he's a master of. He's not a very good blocker, and he's not very good in read changes. But that's getting into in-depth football. We don't need to go into that. I'd have to go in too far to explain that. The point all I'm saying is that if there are 5 things to learn about playing the tight end position, Waller's learned 3 of them. And there are still things at tight end he still has to learn. And it's because he's not a true tight end. So I don't see why that would be this huge loss. I realize we saw what his numbers were, but that was for the previous regime. And so, we could say it's a weapon that we should keep because he's a weapon and all that nonsense. But the bottom line is I see tight ends throughout the league do what they're supposed to do. And this offense features that position. Get first downs. That's it. I don't need one that can get me a 45-yarder and take it to the house. That's what Darren Waller is. And I emphasize this a lot, and I apologize for that because I might come off as repetitive sometimes. But I often say you don't have to have the number one guy at a position to be effective and win games and even win Super Bowls. You can just have some guy that's in the top 10 at that position. As long as your offense and your scheme and that player stays healthy and you're effective, you don't need the number one guy. So Kelsey, Waller, Kittles, all those guys, yeah, they're the best. But I don't think we have to have one of those 3 guys to truly continue to win or start winning. Would Stidham be a bad bridge quarterback? I think so, Mike Ref, only because I think Stidham will prove to be a guy that gets hurt. He's only ever been a backup. And so because he's only ever been a backup, Josh McDaniels made it clear that he knows the kid so well because his whole times with the Patriots that he wanted to give him an opportunity to really be a starter. Start the season as a starter, not just start a game, but start a season as the starter with the idea that he's not coming out. And he did say that going into the 2023 season, we're going to see Jarrett Stidham. And now we're all vacillating around that comment, trying to figure out if he really was playing possum and is actually going to go after Aaron Rodgers or actually trade for this guy or that guy and blah, blah, blah. I think we may go real boring, and I think he may just bring Stidham out there. Doc Rader, Rodgers wants out of Green Bay, but at the same time, it's money. If he's going to stay there, he makes a ton of money. If he goes somewhere else, he probably has to restructure at least a little bit of that money. That's just what I heard. It's probably fake news. Yeah. Carr probably will be a Jet. I think so. I wouldn't pass McStank Mick Pendejo, Mick Hypocrite, to bring back Carr and offer him lower pay. Yeah, that was never going to happen. If Ruggs is in prison yet, or is he planning a comeback? Jose Chiriquez, from what I understand, Ruggs has time served. He's probably not in prison. I believe he will try to make a comeback. He's just too young. So eventually he'll try to make a comeback, but it won't be with the Raiders. It just won't be with the Raiders. I've already heard people, what if he comes back, won't he be with the Raiders? No, I don't think so. If he came back, it would without question be with another team. I'm almost positive it would be with another team. The Raiders just wouldn't want to do that. It brings you back to what happened back then. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Ted Thane, I like Waller as much as the next guy. He's one of my favorite players on the team, but if we can improve by moving him, you have to do it. They could make Schultz an offer to replace him. Not a huge name, but makes plays when his name is called. That's exactly my point. And then also, Ted, what if we just re-signed Foster Moreau? I mean, would you feel like we couldn't win with Foster Moreau? Because I do. You know what I mean? I realize he does drop balls, and he is not Darren Waller by any stretch. But is he good? Is he competent? Does he catch more than he drops? Yes. Is he physical? Yes. Can he block? And he's actually a tight end. Yes, 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 yes. Mick Moron will do something else. Doc Raider, I got to believe that there's some truth to that. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. What's up with me? What's up with me is I'm laughing because I just think that the Raiders' decisions are going to be really anticlimactic. I really do. I can't help it. I feel like they're going to go with Stidham. They're probably just going to go with Stidham. And then after Stidham, Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow will probably have new addresses. And then Josh Jacobs they'll probably go ahead and piss him off and franchise tag him. I think they're gonna challenge whether or not he's really willing to sit out the year if they franchise tag him, you know what I mean, and see if he won't play. Because I personally think Josh Jacobs would play. I think he would threaten to sit out. I think he'd want to sit out, and then I think he'd play. Have a good night, Anna Diaz Rincon. Appreciate the love. Tanamoku, what's up? Welcome to the show. What are the odds Rodgers comes over? Cody Palmer, what are the odds? Oh, beautiful baby, Cody. Look at that one. What a cute baby. Cody Palmer, I would say to you that the odds of Rodgers coming over are 20-80. I just don't think that the Raiders want to pay the price. I think that the Packers are making the argument that you don't have to pay a 1, but you got to give us like 2 2s, 2 3s, a 5 and a 7 and something else. And you know what I mean? They're probably just trying to ratchet up the cost, but at a low cost. So give us a lot of low cost, you know what I mean? And we're probably just not even interested in that. Because, again, we have to be able to change the face of our team. You give away our draft picks, we can't change the face of our team. And if you bring him in and pay him what you have to pay him, you can't go into free agency and change the face of your team. And if you do, you go into it dog cheap. You know what I mean? And that means you're getting guys that, really can't help your franchise. We can win with Foster in this coach's system. Tight ends tend to thrive. Yeah, we remember what Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski did in this offense. And they were able to become Hall of Fame Super Bowl winners. And I don't think that either one of them was necessarily the greatest tight end. They were just good, but the system made them great. Michael Thomas would be a good pickup. That's the wide receiver you're talking about from the Saints. I like him, a possession guy, but he also has some strength and speed. Honestly, yeah. I like that a lot. I'm putting him opposite of Davante Adams would be unfair. Thinking about it now, you pair him with Davante Adams. Bad things, man, but good for the Raiders. Jacob said he's fine playing on the franchise tag as long as the Raiders use the money to get more talent. Sean Scott, I saw that, but remember, situations are fluid just as comments are. I could see a situation where once he gets that franchise tag, he's not too happy about it. In the event, and God forbid that I'm saying this, but something should happen to Stidham, do the Raiders have a backup quarterback? They still do, and they need to sign one more in the event of something like that. I read an article interview where Josh Jacobs said he would accept the franchise tag if they put some people around him, but if they expect him to be a hero, he wants hero money. Doc Raider, I saw that. That was really the reason why I thought, remember, if you heard me in the beginning of the show, I said that Jacobs would probably be okay. It's Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller that I feel like are not long for the Raiders. It's Jacobs, I think, that they're going to finally bear down. And Josh McDaniels, Josh McStinky, keep them coming. I've been enjoying this. But Josh McDouchebag will probably at some point offer Josh Jacobs some kind of established contract. Yeah, I agree, Mike. Vincent saw that too. Dorothy Bell, hi, love. Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Some of my family in the house. I love you, girl. Can we trust this GM? Because the last one was no good. How many players were bust? Yeah, Troy Gill. When we had Mike Mayock, that was his first, endeavor as a GM, and it showed. Because in reality, he was really a puppet GM while John Gruden was really making the picks and just being advised by Mike Mayock, which doesn't make it any better. But having said that, this general manager, Dave Ziegler, we have a resume on him. In other words, we've seen what he did all those years while he was with New England, and lots of trading down, lots of trading back. And so I would say that a conservative GM probably trades down and trades back unless they see someone worth the number 1 7th overall pick. Then if someone falls that's worthy of that, they pull the trigger. But if they don't have anyone on their scouting report, theirs personally, that tells them, I'm going to pay that, I'm going to go up to 7 and get this or get this guy, they're not going to do it. They'll let someone else have their 7th pick and move down and collect picks, which is the most logical decision you can make right now. So I'm going to pose this question to myself from my audience. You guys are asking me this question. Is it the smartest action to trade down? And the answer is yes. If we do anything in this draft, the smartest thing we can do for the most part is trade back. Because if we trade back, use the back end picks for small deals here and there, but you should use most of your picks to drop down and multiply those picks. Turn 1 into 3 or 1 into 2 and keep doing that. And then start making selections somewhere late in the 2nd or late in the 3rd. Ted Thane, Ted Thane, I agree with your comment. I just don't know if they're going to agree with us when we say get mostly defense. Josh McDaniels is an offensive coordinator that became a coach. So as a rule, they're looking at offensive linemen, wide receivers, coaches like that. Look for a quarterback they can groom, et cetera, et cetera. They want someone else to decide, well, what defensive guy is going to help us that way and the other. Sean Scott, I can't read that one. Sean Scott, he does need to go. If Rodgers leaves Green Bay, it doesn't come to us. Where do you see him going? Jim Vanderlyn, I could see Rodgers go to the Titans quick or the Niners. I worry about that too. I don't think the Niners have a quarterback. Excuse me. I think that the idea that the Niners would want to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo it's not true. They won't want to do that again. They've already seen what they had with him. Why would they want to ride that horse again? They already know where it goes down. It goes down before it wins a ring. So, F Jimmy Garoppolo. And then what else is going to be left? And then also Aaron Rodgers with Dallas. I'm not putting Dallas out of this. No one's talking about Dallas. But I'm telling you, Jerry Jones, is lurking in the weeds, waiting for an opportunity, and he's going to pounce. I don't think that he's going to sit on Dak anymore. I don't know how you could bring back Dak. Bring back the Dak. Probably not going to happen. Ezekiel Elliott's probably gone, and Dak is probably gone. For a price, maybe they move Dak to like Washington, within their division, and then go back and smoke him. He sucks. He had one of the best rookie seasons of any quarterback ever, but he's just not very good. Were you impressed with last year's draft? If not, you've seen a model of what to expect. Jim, I wouldn't go with impressed. That's a high word. I would just say that the draft wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Oscar De Leon, Bear for head coach. We'd win. I can say that much. We'd win. What's up, Central Missouri Raider Nation? Appreciate you jumping in, Michael Smar. Michael Smart, I don't know if we'll get Bobby Wagner only because there's a lot of linebackers available that can play. A lot. But is he the veteran that has the experience and we might be able to get cheaper because of his age? Maybe. Yep. No, Tanamoku, that makes absolute sense, but we'll see. Putting foots in KC. Sean Scott, hey Bear, what do you think about the quarterback from USC for next year's draft? You're talking about Caleb Williams, and I know he was in a comment just recently saying he'd love to play for the Raiders. I think the only way that works is if we do the scenario we've already discussed quite a bit, where if you bring in a veteran quarterback, then you could bring in a Caleb Williams and let him sit for at least a year. I don't even like the idea of bringing in Caleb Williams like halfway in the season. I don't think he's ready. Give Caleb Williams a full year to understand Josh McDaniels' offense. Then 2024, unleash. Ziegler and McDummy don't want to show their hand like they did with Carr. I'm sure they'll keep DA in the loop of who they're targeting, or else Adams would be showing dissatisfaction on social media. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, Devontae Adams is not going to be restrained in that way. He's going to speak his mind. Love the show and the mama bear behind you, the redheaded lady of rage. Yep, Kim, that's my girl. She's kind of the boss around here. I don't mind saying it. Raider Rick Flairbear, I heard a rumor that Jerry Jones has hot flashes about C.J. Stroud and wants to trade with Houston Texans at the number 2 pick. There's that too, Kenneth Parsons. And with Jerry Jones, you just never know. What's up, Bear? Are we making a move to get Bradbury and Jalen Ramsey? Yasuke Nobunaga, what's up, brother? One of my favorite names in the house. Yasuke, I would say to you that the Ramsey thing, I want to say yes. Bradbury, I don't know. But if we did that, that would be very aggressive. Very aggressive. And I would love to see that. I would love to see that because we've got a lot of cap space right now. So you got to only hope that they're going to go ahead and use it aggressively. John LaJoy, I guarantee you we're doing that. I guarantee you we're doing that. Now, I don't like the XFL myself personally. I don't like gimmick football. The only gimmick football I've ever watched and actually enjoyed was the Ladies Football League. Hey, man, ladies play some nasty football, man. I'm not talking about sexual stuff, okay? Don't label me the dirty old guy. But you'd have these girls, they'd run up and put a hat on someone, and then while the person's still on the ground, stand over them twerking on their helmet. I'm sorry, that was dope. The girls' celebrations were just better than the dudes. You know, the old celebration, guys do it all the time. One of your guys, your own teammates, makes a big hit or a big sack. What do? we look at him, let's go, and then we swat him on the butt, right, as a way of saying, "Atta boy," right? Well, you should see girls do that. It's amazing. Sorry, ladies, I'm being deathly serious though. The girls playing football was way more interesting than anything I'd see on XFL. Boring. Hey Bear, what about the kid from Fresno State? I really like him, and 4 started, so that's good. Yeah, Troy, that is Jacob Hader or Jalen Hader. I think it's Jalen Hader. Very good arm, tough kid, 4-year starter, coming out of Derek Carr's alma mater, so kind of ironic. But I have heard that we have looked at him. I have seen him rumored to us in what do you call that? Doggone it. Rumored to us in that a reporter at one point reported that we as the Raiders sent scouts to look at Jalen Hader. I know that happened. We did take a look at Jalen Hader. I don't know what came of it. I don't know how they evaluated him after that. I just know that the Raiders have taken a look at Jalen Hader, and they have taken a look at Anthony Richardson. I can also add that I'm positive that in the Anthony Richardson sense, we sent 3 scouts to scout out Anthony Richardson. So to me, that's a fairly large sign of saying, without using language, hey, we're super interested in that guy. We're going to send 3 scouts to go out and take a real long look at him. And that's what happened. But John, they'll definitely look at XFL players. Lakers in 6 this year. 6 what? Are they even going to make the playoffs, Jose? The LFL was violent, right? Ladies Football League was dope. Jake Haener, you mean Raider Flair Bear? I'm sorry, I am saying his name wrong. Jake Haener, and I said Hader. And I said Jalen. Jake Haener. Thank you, Mike Rep. Jake Haener. And the tape that I've seen of Jake Haener, not bad. Not bad. It wouldn't be like, oh no, we got Jake Haener. You know what I mean? Not terrible. Definitely not terrible. Okay, so last but not least, before I shut down the show, tomorrow I am having an auction on my Facebook site. Come check me out. Come like and follow Raider Bear family page on Facebook. Why do I say that? Because tomorrow in our auction, I am putting out a 6-piece package for your vest, Raider fan vest. So those of you out there who are thinking of starting a brand new Raider vest, come see me tomorrow on Facebook. I'm going to be auctioning off my signature package. That sounded weird. It's not my package. It's a package coming from me, okay? Only Mama Bear gets my package anymore, okay? I'm very married, ladies, okay? Pay attention. But my package will include the large Raider vest logo for the center back of your chest. And then I'm also going to have 5 other patches with this so you can really get that vest started. My vest patch package tomorrow, Raider Bear family page. Get here, see me live, get the vest package, start your vest, look dope. Sean Scott, my YouTube is just simply called Raider Bear Live. I hope you can find me. It's lowercase r 8, lowercase r bear, Raider Bear, just like that. R8R Bear. So what do you think of our 2023 schedule? Pete Vasquez, I like schedules that are a little bit on the harder side. I don't like schedules that are soft. Too often when we have the schedule come out year after year, Raider fans get mad because they think that they're given a hard schedule and that means they can't have a good season, or that it's just going to be that much harder to have a good season with a hard schedule. I disagree with that. Hard schedules make for harder football teams. Because when you get to the playoffs, that's when you get to the hardest football. So better to have a hard season, and then when you get to the playoffs, you're built for it and ready to go. As opposed to what we've seen in the past, teams that get soft schedules, like the year the Niners with Garoppolo made it to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, they had one of the softest schedules in all of football, which got them there. But then once they got there, they couldn't finish because they were soft. Mike Ref, I don't know what you're talking about. Vincent, wait, what? No, Vincent, no. Yes, Sean Scott, just like that, but all one word, I believe it is. Raider Bear, just like that. The Eagles had a soft schedule, and that's why they had problems in the Super Bowl. Bob Standard, I completely agree, but there's only so much they can do about that. They played in a division with the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Washington. I mean, that's three of the worst teams in football. And I don't care about Dallas's defense and how it ranked and all that stuff. I don't care about how many wins they had last year. That's all smoke and mirrors and a soft schedule, okay? I'm sorry, I just don't agree with that. They too benefited from playing the Eagles and the Eagles last year were a good team, but they haven't been in the past. They're only now benefiting from that. You know what I mean? The Eagles being a better team. So, anyway. All right. Woo! Let's go! All right, Pam. I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Much love from Raven Bear. Peace.